All right, what is good, my people? Today is what I'm calling the end of week 3 of All In on trading. Um, I was traveling this week, the first 3 days. I'm finally back home, and it was a good week. I had told myself coming into the week, I'm just going to take sim trades because I'm traveling and not going to trade. So, and in my trading plan, it was, basically only trade SPY, and in that way I did not follow my plan. I didn't do just sim trades, and I didn't just trade SPY. I actually didn't trade SPY at all. SPY was where most of my losses were coming. I'm struggling to know if that was because of the fact that I'm using 0-day options, or I really just want to trade futures that don't have the time decay, or a lot of it was I was getting stopped out. I think my stops were way too tight, 10-20%, and the options would stop me out before even the real move happened. So I think if I'm maybe using one contract, like, I should keep it to like a 50% stop loss or something. I don't even know. So I'm still trying to figure that out. Or should I be trading slower options, like ones that are 2 or 3 days out? And then, so what I did was I basically traded pennies, and I traded stock options. And I had a lot of success this week, relatively speaking. Like, I only had 2 losing trades this week out of 10. So I had an 80% win rate. And I'm up $107.50. So 2 weeks prior, lost 66 and 63. This week made 107. It's Thursday. I'm not going to trade tomorrow, just out of, it's been a good week. I need to learn some more. But I really am struggling with those things. I'm going to go over the trades, but I really am struggling with those things to figure out. It's like, am I just better at trading pennies? Am I just better at trading stock options? What I don't like about the stock options is having to constantly sit there and try to find a setup that you like, and do the options have enough liquidity? Are the spreads tight? Like, it's just a tedious process. It's very fast-paced and anxious, and it's not like, I guess I could sit there and just trade Tesla or something, or one of these other stocks, but it's like, they don't move in the same way that, like, I'm learning that the S&P does. And so I would have to be taking totally different, and I don't want to do swing trades. I don't want to do swing trades with options. I'd rather do intraday stuff. So I'm still trying to figure out, like, where I kind of fit in all this, but regardless, I still have a lot to learn as far as how to trade SPY and all that. And so I'm still dedicated to that. But you can see where my conflict comes in. It's like, 1 week where I don't trade SPY at all, I make money, and the other weeks I trade it and I just lose money. So I have to figure that out, what the reasons are there. Is it, inexperience? Is it the stops? Is it, I don't really know. And then, like, would that change if I was using size, right? Like, would I be as good with the stock options if I was doing more contracts, or less with the pennies, or more? And realistically, it doesn't matter. I shouldn't change anything, whether I'm doing one contract or many, but just some things I'm trying to figure out. So with further ado, and that's why I'm like, I'm gonna take the weekend, do some more research, do some more reflecting on these things, start fresh, and I'm gonna set some more specific goals as far as, like, trade profitability that I want to hit, like win rate, how many weeks, months, until I decide to, like, up risk parameters, like all these things. Obviously, I'm saying that because I have one good week. It's like, oh, he thinks he's an expert now. But anyways, so on Monday, took 2 trades. The first one was a soon put scalp. It was actually a bullish trend, and so I don't know why I took a put, but I scalped it and made $10. It was pretty volatile that day. And then I went long on Canopy Growth Corp. They had news of, like, Trump coming out with, something that he was going to maybe declassify marijuana, and so Canopy Growth's like my go-to. It always rips and stuff. There were definitely others that did better, but it was up a good bit and made $35 on that. I can't remember what position size I took, maybe like 200 or something. And so that was the $45 day. And then Tuesday did another Soon scalp, which that was only like $1.50, but so that didn't really matter. And then I did a Circle call scalp. So Circle had earnings or something, and I don't know, I just looked at the chart, it looked good, so I slapped a call, made $25 in like, I don't know, 5 minutes, and sold it. Really trying to not trade on my phone unless I'm in front of my desk. So I've been doing that. That's been good. Just these little discipline things I think are going to pay off. Like when I feel the urge, like I need to find something like that, I'm not trading then. I'm just shutting it down. Because that's where I get myself in trouble. You know, when I'm being like, I need money and you want to win, like that's not good. That's not what we're trying to do. And then, so I made 25 there or something, right? Is that right? The second day? Yeah, 25. And then what did I put down for the 13th? A day trade on ATNF. Oh yeah, this was my favorite trade of the week. So it was a pre-market trade. I saw they had, what was it? I can't remember what it was, but anyways, they had some news. It was decent. So I bought some a little bit pre-market. Oh, maybe this is the Bitcoin one that was following like Bitmine. Anyways, I found it pre-market. It was up 50% and it had touched like $19, but it had come back down to like 15, 16. So I added, and then there was a huge gap from like 10. It was literally 10 the day before. So I added a little bit at 15 and then waited, and it kind of dipped down a couple times and got bought up real quick. And you know, the whole like pre-market is very different than regular day. And so I was, you know, and it didn't really run. I had slowly building the position. Like I did like, you know, $50, then build it up a little bit more and it goes down, add another share or two, and got it to like maybe 100 before market open, because I was expecting, okay, dude, this is just gonna be a huge red candle, and then I would add like double the amount and then go up. But what happened is it kind of opened and it just like bounced around a little bit, and I think for whatever reason, like I felt like it was holding and it was still looking bullish, and so I ended up like adding a couple more shares around my cost basis. I think my cost basis ended up being like $14.90, and the stock pushed all the way up to, really without any crazy retracements, pushed all the way up to over $17, where then I sold it for a 15% return. And what did I make that day? Made $31, and then literally that was the top for the day, and it sold off right after that. And I think now actually it's down to like $7 2 days later. So I was just really happy with my patience, not loading it super hard during pre-market, knowing that things can change when you open market. And it didn't rip enough during pre-market for me to like sell and make any money, and I didn't have enough in it to where I thought, you know, if it went down a bunch, it wouldn't be a big deal. So maybe I wouldn't do that. I would do that different in the future. But anyways, I was really happy about that. I followed the rules. Risk management was very tight. I was patient, and execution was really good. So I was super happy about that. Today, I felt a little bit of that, like, you know, all right, I'm back home. The setup's like, everything's great. I should like find a big trade and have a big day. And I think I definitely was like scrambling, I was looking at too many tickers, and then like just, you know, picked one, and it wasn't a great one. It was like a bullish, you know, thing. And then I went with a put and ended up like just losing like $4 on it, whatever, and closed it. But anyways, then the second trade of the day was on Wolf, on news of Google, you know, making 8% investment in them, and they were up 30%, and I think I bought it just a little bit. I thought it was a penny ripper, and it wasn't. It was a $3 billion company, so I it was not going to move the way that I thought. But anyways, it moved up, and I made like 5% on it. So I ended up like, $5 or $6 green or something on the day. And yeah, just feeling a little bit like trigger happy and stuff. So I'm just going to chill the rest of the week and do some dissecting and see where we go from here. But I'm definitely feeling good about the risk management piece. I'm very good at that. I probably cut winners too early for the most part, but it saved me in a couple instances. So we'll stick to it. And then, yeah, losses were small this week. So all in all, that's what we got. We're going to keep grinding. We're going to manifest this through action. I'm really excited, and just still have so much to learn. So on to week 4.